Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am going to review a fan film for you guys, and that is Spider-Man LOTUS, and the plays Peter Parker, who was struggling to recover from the loss of his girlfriend Gwen Stacy and thinking about hanging up the suit for good until he realizes a letter from a terminally ill child requesting that Spider-Man pays a visit before he passes away. So, seeing the trailer for this, I did see the trailer for this and I loved it. I was so excited. I was like, yes, now we get to deal with a movie about the loss of Gwen Stacy and how Peter goes through that trauma as opposed to getting like hints or nods to it, like in the Raimi, how in the first Raimi film, how the Goblin drops Mary Jane and the kids, but Spider-Man ends up saying both, and in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where it happens in a clock tower, which I think is a very emotional scene, but not, like, we would have seen Andrew Garfield deal with it if they did a third movie, but they didn't. So, what I thought of so they do some interesting things with this movie. The narration, to me, was really interesting. Was an interesting idea for a Spider-Man movie that we never really get to see, or like people don't really think of when they think of Spider-Man movies, because that's a bit, I guess, too out there. But you actually think that he's like speaking to Gwen in heaven, or writing in a journal about Gwen or something like that. I also think how having the nightmare scenes about Gwen is very interesting, especially that scene where Peter goes towards Gwen, is like, Gwen, and Gwen's like, no, 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 and then Gwen opens his shirt and sees the Spider-Man suit underneath, and it's like, you killed me. And having that emotional moment of Peter, the emotional montage of Peter's vlog with Gwen, MJ, and Harry lingering on you, going like, oh, I really feel for this. I really feel for Peter right now. This is bonkers. They need to deal with this. And the thing that sells the emotional scenes is the music. It kind of reminds me of the first Amazing Spider-Man movie, where it has the quiet moments and also the big action score. And it has a bit of the do 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 do, like the TASM 2 theme, but more the quiet version of it, which I think is really, really cool. And I like how they do that, and how it brings me back to the moments of the Peter and Gwen relationship from the Amazing Spider-Man movies, even though that's not the same versions of that, because obviously MJ and Harry and Peter and Gwen weren't all friends together in Amazing Spider-Man 2. It kind of reminds you of that relationship and how that would have impacted Andrew Garfield in that exact same way, which I think is really, really cool to me. And what I was realizing watching this movie is that this isn't a Spider-Man movie, really. This is a drama with Spider-Man and his friends in it. That is really, really good, and I'm shocked because I don't understand, like, okay, this movie has, I don't know what the reception is towards this movie. I did look at the likes of the fan film, and people are liking it. Not necessarily people are liking the dislike button, but also every review I've heard said that's really bad. I am going to do a ranking of the Spider-Man movies. It is on the lower tier of my Spider-Man movies, but it's not like, I don't think it's in the high regard as the other ones. So I think that's kind of the thing there, where it's like there's a bit of a grey area there. And then also the thing is too is that there's a lot of cool cinematography in this movie. Like the shots are so cool. Like even for a fan film, it's crazy because like there's a lot of cool ideas with the shots of Spider-Man and the close-ups and the ideas of how they shoot the swinging scenes and stuff is really cool. And I really like how they did that. It's something new to a Spider-Man movie that we haven't really seen before. And I loved the relationship between Spider-Man and the kid. The kid honestly reminded me of me and why I love collecting, because you collect things that you like, that you care about, and a piece to realize, to release yourself when you're stressed or depressed, and that type of stuff. So that kind of blew my mind that was in there. But I need to give Spider-Man LOTUS 3.5 out of 5 stars. I actually really liked this fan film. It captured Spider-Man in a light that we haven't seen before, with the relationship with the kid and his relationship with between Gwen, and also how he treats MJ and Harry. But the big problem I have with this movie is that it went on for too long. I stopped around like an hour and a half-ish into it, because I was like, I love this fan film, but it's going on for a little too long. I think that there's a lot of things that, and I'll say for long movies that I like the Batman, I like Zack Snyder's Justice League, but there's something about those ones that are more like, but this one, again, it's still more with the drama, so you kind of get why this fan film has a bit of the slowness to it. Not necessarily it's boring, but it's slow. The first few minutes where it's like the narration and you get the first fight scene with Shocker and Spider-Man, and then you get the whole thing of Peter, Gwen, MJ, and Harry. I think that is just some of the greatest Spider-Man stuff I've ever seen. And there's a lot of great Spider-Man stuff in this movie. I think it's just one of those things where it's like you're kind of going like, come on, where's this going to end type thing, because it's very slow. And I think that's one of the few criticisms that I have with some movies, but I'm able to deal with it with other movies because it actually gets to cool stuff pretty quickly. This stuff has cool stuff in it, cool ideas, but I don't think they should go for that long. Because you're dealing with this weight of, Spider-Man's still thinking about Gwen. So it's kind of one of those things where you just kind of like, and also you have stuff with Harry and MJ that are dealing with and stuff like that. So yeah, so guys, please hit the like button down below if you haven't already. Subscribe also to the little bell icon to get notified of future videos that I make. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.